for the church.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Dan, I'm a path guide here in Arizona, and with me is the amazing Dana.
Hi, I'm Dana. I'm a path guide here in Arizona as well.
Right off the bat, I'm going to make two apologies. One, my COVID haircut, and two, I'm losing my voice. So if you can't hear me or understand me, just type in the comments and I'll get on there and try to clarify anything. So for today, Dana and I have put together a simple but effective workout that you can do at home. These aren't complicated movements, so you should be able to pick them up relatively quickly. And what we're going to do is a workout that's known as a peripheral hard action workout. It's a circuit workout with a purpose, as you can see on the board. And the point of this is it's a multi-muscle exercise, alternating upper to lower body. The main aspect of this is it's kind of high intensity. It's going to elevate your metabolism. But the biggest thing, there's no breaks in between movements. So we're going to go through the first round. You'll get a 2-minute break. Go through the second round, 2-minute break. Go through the third round, 2-minute break. Now, these are all basic movements, but if you need to make it harder or need to make it slightly easier, we can do that. So what we're going to do, you should always warm up before any workout. And what we're going to do for our workout and what you can do at home is we're going to slowly walk you through each of these exercises. Dana is going to demonstrate them, and then if available, she is going to show you alternates, both to make it harder and slightly easier. So modify it as you feel comfortable with the movement. So the very first thing we're doing in the workout is your basic squat. So Dana's going all the way down and all the way back up. She can make it harder by leaning out further and going all the way down, but to the ankles, and coming all the way back up. If you don't have that full range of motion, that's not a problem. All you need to do is go down to parallel with the floor and come back up. And that is the squat. Any questions on that? All right, next we're gonna move into the row. You can do a high row, you can do a low row. It depends on what your level of fitness is and what you're comfortable with. So right now, Dana is doing the high row. And to make it harder, all she has to do is walk her legs out, change the angle, and go down a little further. All right, the next movement that we're going to do is the lunge. You have a couple different options here. You can do the reverse lunge with the straps. You can do the behind the leg crossover lunge if you want to make it a little more challenging and get a little more range of motion in. And then if you're not comfortable lunging, you can just do a quarter lunge where you're going back and part of the way down and coming back up. The big focus here on that front leg, you don't want to kick your knee over your toes. You want to keep it in line with your ankle. All right, so the next movement that we're going to do is the bicep curl. Then she's going to take the straps, lean back, keeping a nice tight plank, and pulling herself up as if she's doing a curl at the gym. And you can make this slightly harder by changing the angle, going a little deeper. However, this is one of those exercises that you probably won't have to do that too often. All right, and the next movement that we have coming up is the mountain climbers. So for most of these movements, you're going to be able to keep the straps at mid-length, but for the mountain climbers in the plank, you're going to have to go down to half-half, so you're releasing the tension straps all the way down to the bottom. And you're going to take the cradles, hold them up like a sticky diaper, and stick your feet in. And then flip over. You're going to go up in the plank position, and you're going to bring your right knee to your right elbow, and then kick it back and bring your left knee to your left elbow. And you're going to repeat that. Each set is 1, and you're going to do 15 of those. Now you can make it harder by bringing your knee all the way up to and past the elbow, and you can make it easier if you have to scale down due to injury by just bringing your leg up just a quarter of the way. And if the straps are too hard and you need the floor, that is always a great option to go to. And it's my personal favorite. All right, so for the next exercise, we have the tricep extension. Dana's gonna get in a nice tight plank position, leaning on her body weight. And she's going to drop down and use her triceps to spring her back up to the starting position. To make it easier, stand more straight up. And to make it harder, all you gotta do is change the angle and go a little further down. All right, and the next one we have is the plank. You're gonna hold this position for 1 minute. This is a great isometric movement that is gonna be a little bit of a break in between all the concentric and eccentric exercises we're doing. So you have 2 options. You can do it in the TRX, or you can get in the same way that you did the mountain climbers. You're gonna kick up. Now you can do your elbows, or you can go all the way up on your hands. It's your choice. And you're gonna hold that for 1 minute. If you can't get into the TRX straps and hold yourself up, that's not a problem. Just like the mountain climbers, the floor is a phenomenal option to use. And after this plank, it's gonna be a 2-minute rest. Shake it out, get some water, get that heart rate down, and then we're gonna go right back into it. This workout is designed to be intense, so it's 15 squats, 15 rows, 15 lunges, 15 curls, 15 mountain climbers, 15 tricep extensions, and a 1-minute plank as fast as you can. You do that, you take your break, and then we go right back into it. What we're doing here is we're jacking up the heart rate, we're boosting the metabolism, we're getting the blood to flow from the upper to lower parts of the body, and then we're resting. We're bringing the heart rate down, and we're doing it all over again. This is going to keep your metabolism elevated throughout the day, and it's also going to be good on the joints. People always ask, why do you get up and exercise so early in the morning? There's 2 reasons. At Polar Crest, we always teach you have to be congruent and connect your head and your heart, that 18 inches. But it's also vitally important that you connect your mind and your body. And one of the best ways to do that is through physical fitness. It doesn't have to be this intense kind of training, but you're sending the messages from your mind to your muscle and getting your body to move. You're increasing blood flow to the joints, you're repairing muscle, tissue, and you're just getting off to a better day. So that is why we do that here. All right, so is there any questions before we get into this workout? All right, I don't see any, so we'll give you guys 1 minute, get your stuff ready, get your straps ready. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and then we're gonna get right into it for the first round. All right, we're gonna go in 30 seconds. I tore my bicep, unfortunately, so Dana, the all-star that she is going to do this whole workout entirely on her own out here. So,
Thanks a lot.
in typical Dan fashion, I'm gonna sit this one out, but I'm gonna be here to answer any questions as Dana's going through the movement. All right, we're gonna start in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Notice Dana's going all the way down below parallel, getting that full range of motion. This is important as we get older. We are keeping our joints and our muscles active and moving.
You calling me old?
I'm calling all of us old.
No, I lost count.
Well, you got to start over. That's the rules, right? All right, next up, we got the rows. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear Dana's heart rate elevating as she is doing these movements in rapid succession. No time to rest or let that heart rate drop, which is exactly what we're going for.
15.
All right, next up, we have the lunges. And this is your choice. You can do the quarter lunge, the full lunge, the lunge with the behind twist. It's whatever level you feel comfortable doing. You're going to get a good workout in regardless. And remember, these lunges are 15 on each leg, not 15 total. So you're really doing about 30 lunges, all said and done, each round.
5.
Notice how Dana is keeping her knee behind her toes, and she is keeping her back in a straight line as she goes down and comes back up, which is exactly what we want to see.
10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15.
All right, next up, we have the mountain climbers. These can be done on the TRX straps, or they can be done on the floor. And once again, these are 15 per leg. I can tell by Dana's audible emotions right now that she loves mountain climbers, and these are her absolute favorite. All right, hit it, Dana. 15 each leg. Bringing that knee to the elbow. Good job.
And 15.
All right, next up is the tricep extensions. You got it.
It's easy for you to say.
It's so easy from right here. You guys should just try my position.
I'm going to put about the midline so we can see each other better. Of these two, yeah?
Yep. Or you could Rocky Balboa it and just do 7 with one arm alternating. Doing good.
8. 9. 10.
You got it.
11. 12. 13. 14. And 15.
All right, next up, and the last exercise for this round is 1 minute plank. You're going to get that good isometric work in, building force by just maintaining that muscle where it's at.
I'm going to do it on the floor.
Dana is doing a high plank, and if you can't do that, you're more than welcome to drop down onto your elbows and do a low plank. You got 35 seconds left. This is one of those movements where time passes extremely slowly. 10 seconds. You got it. 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, now take a 2-minute rest, get water, shake it out, and get ready to move right back into the next round. The goal for the second round is to move just a little bit quicker than the first round. All right, Dana, you did one whole round. Do you have any tips or any comments about that round?
So I just wanted to add that it's all core all the time, right? So what we might think of as an easy thing like a row to do, you're going to add your core to that and never let that core rest. It's a plank all the time within the movement. Okay, so it's not just smashing them out, getting as many out as you can. We're trying to do this as correctly, maintaining that plank the entire time. Round one.
Nice. Dana did a phenomenal job. Let's see how she does in round two.
We got a battleship sailor and an arrow sailor in the house.
All right, we got 1 more minute on that rest. If you got to stretch a little, stretch a little. Keep moving around. Whatever you do, don't sit down. I'd recommend standing on the rest, taking in deep breaths, replenishing that oxygen level before moving into a fast and furious round two.
So question, is TRX a part of the retreat? The answer is TRX is how we perform physical fitness in Warrior Path. We do train this while we are inside of a Warrior Path program. Thank you for that question, Michael. What's our time, Dan?
All right, we got 20 seconds. Everyone ready for the next round? All right, Dana, 5 seconds. We were starting off with squats. Keeping a nice tight core, going all the way down, coming back up, and doing it again. The goal is just to keep on moving. You notice Dana is going below parallel, which is great. That's what we want to see, but it's not necessarily what you have to do. If you can go to parallel or just above parallel, that's awesome as well. 15, nice. Next up, we got the rows. Everyone's favorite. Dana's doing the low row. And if you want to make it harder, all you got to do is walk your feet out. You're going to change the angle. Be sure to keep that core nice and tight. You want to stay in that plank position. But you're going to go down a little further, and gravity is really going to affect each rep.
And 15.
All right, next up we have the curls. I mean, it is almost beach season. I know we've been in quarantine, but you got to get that pump on.
Sun's up, bends out.
Notice how Dana is keeping a nice tight core. Her plank is nice and tight. She's not bowing. Her back's not sticking out. Her butt's not sticking out. Everything's in a nice straight line.
15.
All right, next up is the mountain climbers. These can be done in the straps or on the floor. Dana clearly loves them.
Do it on the floor.
15 each leg. Thank you, Ace. Appreciate the comment. All right, next up, we have the tricep extension.
Even more.
Notice she's keeping a tight plank. Her body isn't sticking out in the top or the bottom or the middle. Everything is in line as she goes down and comes back up. Get it, Dana. One more.
15.
All right, and because this is TRX and we love plank so much, we're finishing out the round with 1 minute of plank.
1 minute plank.
You can do the high plank, you can do the low plank, and if you have to rest, you can't do a minute straight through, that's fine. Just do as long as you can consecutively. Once you finish with the plank, go ahead and take that 2-minute rest. Dana still has 30 seconds left to go. You got it, Dana. And if you want to do the whole minute, remember, it doesn't have to be consecutive. You can do it in 4 15-second segments, or you can do it in 2 30-second segments, or you can do the whole minute. It's totally up to you. All right, good job, Dana. 2-minute rest, get some water, shake it out, and get ready for that last round. All this instructing is a little tiring.
Who's doing the workout with us? Give us a shout out. You sweating with me? Or are you sitting around watching us like Dan? I hope you're sweating.
All right, we got just over a minute before we start the third and final round. Get your last drinks of water in, shake it out, and get ready to go. If you found that this workout was challenging, that's great. If you felt you needed more, you can add an extra round to this. Go for 4 or 5 rounds if need be. All right, Danny, you got 45 seconds.
All right.
Lori, if you cannot get down on the floor, what I would recommend is taking out the plank. And if you have the TRX straps, doing the plank in the TRX strap. Let me get on Dana's straps real quick and see if I can demonstrate it. You don't have to do it on the floor. I'll do it. So you just hold in the TRX strap for as long as you can, keeping that nice tight cord, keeping everything in line. And if you can't do the mountain climbers, I would suggest maybe just adding in some walking lunges, extra squats, just something to get your legs moving. All right, Dana, 2 minutes is up. Are you ready for the final round?
I'm ready!
All right, moving right into it. 15 squats. And if you notice, Dana has kept her form for all 3 rounds, which is something we really want to see. All right, going into the rows. Dana, how low can you go on this row? If you can hear Dana, she is breathing heavy, which is exactly what we want. We want that heart rate up. We want it to feel that it's a bit of a struggle at this point to be completing the 15 movements.
15.
All right, next up is the lunges.
Lunges here.
Making sure that knee does not go out over the toes, keeping the body in a nice straight line. Notice Dana isn't going too far back, which is what we want to see. We don't want to overextend ourselves. That's how we get injured. You want to go just a little bit back and straight down, which is exactly what she's doing. She's making this workout look easy.
7. It's not easy. 8. 9. 10.
5 more each leg. That's all you got, Dana.
12. Whoops. I think this is 12.
The important thing here for Dana is if she loses count, she has to start over.
No. 15.
All right.
Maybe.
Next up is the curls. I think you did 17. I was counting. I swear you did 17.
All right, girls.
Keeping that core tight, having a good plank, nice solid plank. She's pulling up with her biceps, bringing her fists to her ears, basically, is where she's going. Dana, Robert Allen said, "You go." I know you can't read the motivation, but I'll announce it for you. The good news is after this, it's mountain climbers, her favorite.
Oh my God.
Something to look forward to.
15. Ah.
Yeah, I'm getting thirsty just watching her.
Oh, damn, screw you. Mountain climbers.
All right, 15 mountain climbers. Remember, these are 15 each leg. Keep that core tight. To make it hard, bring the knee all the way to the elbow. If you can't do that, that's fine. Just jump as far as you can, bringing that knee up as close to the elbow as you can get it. Jay Cruz says, "Let's go, Dana."
15.
All right. Next up is the tricep extension. We're going for that full arm pump, right? It's almost beach season. On the East Coast, we used to say sun's out, guns out, but since moving to Arizona, the sun's out every day, so it doesn't seem to be a season. It's an everyday thing.
All right. You know, you're using the word "we" a lot, Dan. For somebody who's sitting over there.
I mean, commentating is half the battle here. Everybody knows that.
All right. Notice I'm changing the angle as I'm pretty tired.
Yep. So Dana changed the angle, and now she is standing not straight up, but almost straight up. And what this is doing is giving her a little bit of a rest on that core, and it's not putting as much pressure on the triceps. And if you get tired, this is what we recommend. You don't want to push yourself past exhaustion. You don't want to injure yourself, right? The whole purpose of this is to get healthy, to move, and to have a better quality of life. It's not to push yourself so hard that you can't walk for 2 days or you can't use your arm for the next 6 weeks. Or, you don't find yourself designing a TRX workout and commentating on it because you tore your bicep, because you pushed yourself too hard. All right. So last thing, we got that 1 minute plank. And remember, this doesn't have to be done consecutively. You can break it up as needed. Just get that minute in there. Dana, Lori says you're doing an awesome job. My kids haven't commented, so I'm assuming they're sitting at home judging you right now.
Oh, man.
You want to try to keep that butt up, and if you got to go to your elbows and knees, do what you got to do. Notice how Dana's back, butt, and legs were in line, and that is an optimal plank. That's what you want to see. But if you can't get it, just do the best you can right now. It's been a tough 3 rounds, and time is officially up on that. All right, Dana, what did you think about the workout?
That was good and hard. Hey, my effort that I brought today was maximum. Am I in different shape than I used to be? Yeah, that was a different time and season in my life. So I did the best that I could for today. 100% of what I had, I gave today. And I'm proud of that.
All right, thank you, Dana. Big round of applause for Dana, sticking it out for 3 rounds. Did an awesome job. Does anyone have any questions that myself or Dana can answer about your at-home TRX workout before we log off?
What do we have for suggestions for people who can't get down on the floor again?
So one of those was the plank and the straps. If the problem is getting down and getting back up, just stay up. You can do lunges, you can do squats. If the problem is getting down and moving fast on the ground and then getting up, you can always get down and do some crunches, some sit-ups, and then slowly get up. The nice thing about the TRX is you have an endless amount of possibilities. You can always get the straps and do kind of a modified push-up in them while standing up. There's a lot of different movements that you can do.
Awesome.
One of them, so if you can't get down on the ground, the whole point of this is just to stay moving, right? Just to keep that heart rate up. So a couple of things you can do. You can just come out and you can replace it with a pretty easy push-up. That's still you're gonna build the muscle, you're gonna get the heart rate up. That's something nice and safe and involved getting back up. You can do the plank. You can keep yourself in that modified plank from the TRX strap and just hold it there for about 30 seconds. And then there's always there's a couple more that we didn't go over. Oh. All right, we've actually fixed. You can always do a compound movement instead of doing the mountain climb, which is the mountain climb, it's kind of a compound movement. So what you can do is you come down and bring that strap up. You're doing low road to the wide climb. And that's a good alternative that doesn't involve getting down on the ground at all.
What other questions do you have? Okay. What do you want to see next time? What would you like to see in the next workout? Let's hear it. You want to hear Dan workout? Got it. And Lillian said you did an awesome job. Awesome. Thank you, Lillian. All right, if there are no more questions, we're going to sign off for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you next time we do this.
Toodles.